Check this out right here. Yes, this is one of, I think, 3, maybe 4 pre-production models that are currently built of this truck right here. This is the all-new 2024 GMC Canyon AT4X AEV Edition. Let's go have a look at it. All right, so first of all, this is the AT4X AEV Edition. Canyon is a 2024 model. Of course, the AT4X Canyon with this new generation came out in 2023. But for 2024, we have some upgrades, even more so, making it more off-road than what we had previously in the regular AT4X. First of all, color on this is this sterling metallic. Don't remember the price off this offhand, but I think if I can get it before I obviously publish this, I'll put it under the video. So a couple of things that are going to be different. First and foremost, like the AT4X, so you're going to have the rock sliders down here. This is, of course, an off-road beast, so it does have the Multimatic DSSV suspension. Here, I can show you that back here. The spooled suspension. This thing is so cool because it gives you good on-road and off-road driving, obviously. Over here, this is different. This is definitely different from what we're seeing on the regular AT4X, and that is 3 things really, actually. The tire size. These are 35-inch tires versus 33 Goodyear Wrangler Territory MTs. We've also got the GMC Salta AEV gloss black wheels. I think those look really sharp. And because of the bigger tires, we have a different fender setup here. Fender flares are bigger. Those are AEV fender flares as well. And of course, heading out front, we have the AEV steel stamped front bumper. We have LED fog lights right down in there. Of course, LED headlights, LED headlights, LED daytime driving lights, of course, on this as well. Great, aggressive looking stance of this. And because of the 35-inch tires on this, it sits about an inch and a half taller. So you get a little bit better ground clearance as well. I think it's like best in class ground clearance right now, or one of, on this truck as well. The other thing I like about this is you got the black mirror caps kind of match up with some of the black accents. I think it would look cool if they would actually done door handles black as well. Would have matched up with some of the black things, but that's a minor detail. Another minor detail is they should have added the rear button back here. I talk about that in every video. Maybe one day they'll go back to that. It's not the end of the world, obviously. AT4X badging, of course, down there. You're going to see back here AEV badging. By the way, if you don't know what AEV is, sorry, I'm losing my voice. I sounded like I was a little bit younger there for a second. AEV is American Expedition Vehicles. They have worked in collaboration, of course, with GMC on this truck. There you see AEV here again as well, to make this as off-road as possible. One of the things you can't see that they've also done is you have a lot more skid plates underneath this truck as well. They're steel stamp skid plates. I mean, hot stamp, cold stamp, boron steel. One of those 3 skid plates underneath, a much more aggressive skid plate. And again, as you can see here, steel stamp rear bumper, you have the recovery hooks. And the cool thing is you have like a plastic piece so that if you do damage the bumper, it just has to pull that plastic piece off, replace it. So from an aesthetic aspect, because these steel stamp bumpers, I've seen what they can do and they definitely will hold up, no problem. Okay, so many of you have asked about this right here. This, of course, is a spare tire carrier. None of you are silly enough not to understand that that's what it is. Does it have to come this way? Yes, it does. This is the way the truck comes. Why is that? Because this is not a 33, as mentioned, this is the 35. And the 35-inch tire will not fit underneath. So you have to go with this. Couple of things I have noticed is it does affect your rear vision a little bit. So that is a little bit of a downside because you don't have the ability to see out the back window as great as possible. And unfortunately, the Canyon has not included the rear vision camera mirror as an option. However, I truly believe that if many of you are off-roading type of people, you might have other stuff on here as well, which would normally block your vision anyways. That's why we have good mirrors on the outside, and we have a lot of good cameras in this truck. Speaking of cameras, surround vision cameras, and there is underbody cameras in this as well, which make it phenomenal. And one of the things is good is a front vision camera. So if you're going up an incline or going down, you can see what's ahead of you. Camera visions on this is something that we'll definitely talk about when I get to what it was like to drive this thing off-road. So stay tuned for that video. But in the meantime, my favorite interior of any vehicle right now that GMC makes, you have the red, the Obsidian Rush, and like a ceramic white color here. I think it looks phenomenal. I love the mix of it. I know when you're gonna say, hey, listen, it's an off-road truck. Why does it have, why is it have white in it? It does, and I love it. I love the contrast. I love the red seat belts in here. I don't know if you can see here, but there is some detail in here. And of course, as we get up front, you're gonna see all there as well, the stitching. I mean, this is an off-road truck, but it's a luxurious off-road truck, okay? Tons of safety features in this, by the way, as well. Remind me of that, because you have like, rear cross, side blind zone alert and so on, okay? And over here, memory driver seat, number 1 and 2, of course. This truck is also going to have heated and ventilated seats. You're all right up here, pardon me, if you can see that right there, heated, ventilated, separate climate control for driver passenger. Nice big color touchscreen right here. And yes, your headlights are right here, okay? So as a heads up, the only way you can turn your headlights on is here. There is no button over here anymore for your headlights or anywhere else in here. But again, keep in mind, if you've owned a GM vehicle, number 1, it has automatic headlights. They're going to turn on automatically anyway, and automatic brights as well. But it's a super simple button. If you want your headlights, your brights, whatever, it's right there. So you know what? Something to get used to. We have to get used to change. It is what it is, okay? It does have stop-start technology in this because, again, underneath the hood, I haven't told you about it, but let's actually step out here for 1 second before we get back in here. Underneath this hood, the only option is a 2.7-liter 4-cylinder turbo. This is producing 310 horsepower and 430 pound-feet of torque. And it is a nice torquey motor, I'm sure. Simply just by that number, you can tell, right? More torque, better fuel efficiency than the old V6. So had something to be said about that. Again, nice big color touchscreen. Of course, you have all the Google integration there. Another big thing, of course, that the normal AT4X, and of course, we have this in the AEV edition, is your locking front and rear differentials, stop-start technology. Again, a lot of safety features there. Different drive modes. Let's see if I turn this here. I'll get my arm out of the way. There is, this one is a pre-pro model, so it doesn't show up on here. It'll show up on there. But normally when you turn this, it'll have a splash on here saying off-road mode, terrain mode, and so on. But again, the pre-pro model, they don't have all the software necessarily in this one yet. So that's the only thing that's kind of missing on that. Now, again, one of my favorite pieces, again, is the interior, like I said, with the AT4X emblazoned here. And right here, you have the AEV on the headrest, which is pretty cool. And then AEV badged right there on the all-weather liners also. And a fully programmable digital screen in front of the driver as well. And we have a sunroof in this finally, which is kind of nice, right? So, and I like the headliner and stuff too. It looks cool. But again, beautiful truck. The AT4X AEV Edition. I can't wait till these start coming to dealers and some of you can see this truck in person, because it is one of a kind for sure. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, take care.